All right, thank you so much. We most appreciate your time you spend with us on our program this morning on ITV. And of course, it is our responsibility to ensure that we let you enjoy the program. Well, we are still looking at the life and time of former President Muhammadu Buhari. And quickly, we'll just briefly talk about that now, and so that we can hit all that discussion for the day. Well, we have guests on set, one on set right away, and we're still expecting two others that are supposed to join us virtually. We have Holy Destiny Asabo with us this morning. Mr. Asabo, a very good morning.
Good morning, sir.
All right. Now, as a young man, I'm sure that you would have been touched, maybe directly or indirectly, in some of the policies that Buhari introduced while he was the president of Nigeria. Now, how does it strike you that he's late?
Thank you, Mr. Evans. The truth is, when you say I might be touched, yes, I'm a living being, so I'm touched that about his death, that he's no longer alive. But talking about policies and all that, to me, I'm going to speak, say it the way it is. You know, there's no need bending it or trying to edit it. The truth is, personally, I don't think there has been any policy that he has put in place that has been favorable to us during his time.
No, you don't generalize.
Okay,
Talk about
that has been favorable to me, because I know.
Oh, that was favorable to you.
I know when you say us, it may cost it's a mutiny, and it may lead to some other issues. But I personally, because during his time, most of the crises that we are still facing now, we faced them during his time, which was left unresolved. For instance, the issue of insecurity nationwide. We are not talking about even the state level now. Nationwide, the issue of insecurity, like the killings, Boko Haram here, Boko Haram there, that's insurgency and all that. During this time, our people, they were scared to go to farm, they were scared to go to market because of the insecurity issues, which he would have been able to totally resolve as the #1 citizen of the country. But you see, policies were not directed to these pressing needs that I, as a citizen of this country, you know, would have directly or indirectly benefit. But most of the times, the policies that comes are always policies that either benefit them in one way or the other. I believe I will not be making mistake if I use the word, or if I rather say they are most concerned about just themselves, because we, the common man, or I, since I don't, it shouldn't be generalized. I don't think we virtually sort everything for ourselves. You provide security for yourself. You fend for yourself in all aspects. You understand? But when you go to an advanced country, you see that it is a total different ball game.
Okay. Now, you talked about the issue of insecurity in the country. Now, most people will say that the issue of Boko Haram insurgency started sometime even way before 2009. So, former President Muhammadu Buhari was not even the president then. But one thing that others will praise him for was in 2015, when he came on board as the president, he had to move the defense headquarters from Abuja to somewhere in Maiduguri. You know, if I get that correct now, that's in Borno State. Okay. And that also, you know, sent some message to terrorists that, hey, it's not going to be business as usual. So with that, would you still want to say that he didn't make efforts to wrestle insecurity in the country?
I'm not saying he didn't make effort, but there are some terms that when they say you tried, when you say you tried your best and they say your best was not best enough, you get it. I believe these are some of the things that we are used for campaign. If you vote for me, if I become the president, I will make sure insecurity issue is being resolved totally and all that. But you know, when he assumes office, it was a different thing. You understand? It's not all about moving first headquarters to Maduguri or what. The purpose of moving the first headquarters to that place, are we not still facing that issue? Even as at when the first headquarters was moved to Maduguri, they were still operating. There were still killings here and there. You understand? Today you hear that Nigerian soldiers were killed, but you will never hear that this Boko Haram, person, or I don't know how to put it, was being killed. It has always been our soldiers. You understand? So it was more like, permit me to use the word, maybe some of our political leaders, they are involved. It is not as if they don't know the truth, but sometimes it becomes very difficult to say it, because when you are coming into power, there are some, how will I put it? Because they are this desperate for power.
Yeah.
So whatever comes as at that time, it does not really matter to them, So trying to go please some persons because you want to get some powers, that is the cost of all of this problem.
Okay.
Because, like you rightly said, this problem has been existing since
before he was president.
He became president.
Yeah.
Fine. Is it an unresolvable issue that president comes and go?
It's a process.
But the problem remains.
Process. Yeah.
So if it's a process, like you rightly said, where have we fought this fight to? Like, we now say, okay, we are feeling the effect. This thing not be like the way they be before again. But we are still scared. Going to market is a problem. Going to farm is a problem. And this insecurity goes a long way to also affect the lives of individuals, like our citizens, because it goes a long way to cause inflation. If you cannot go to farm to get to bring out crops and all that, so how do we get food? Those that manage to go to bring the food those that risk their life and all that, you see that there must be inflation.
All right, you are a young, young politician, astute young politician, and you will recall that it was in his time that we had the not too young to rule campaign, and of course that metamorphosed into a bill, and of course also metamorphosed into an act. It was part of the constitutional amendment, and it was signed into law, it was accepted to by former President Muhammadu Buhari. Now, in the area of youth development, like you are a youth, young politician. Now, before then, it was almost a no-go area that you must attain a certain age before you veer into politics in Nigeria. But after that not too young to rule campaign, after the not too young to rule bill that also became an act, anybody above 18, you can vie for any post. So with this, would you want us to say that the former president did not try in that direction?
No, in regards to that, I think I will give him kudos, because like I said, I'm not going to talk like a politician, or I'm not a biased person. I will say things the way they really appear. In regards to that particular bill, I think I will give him kudos. But let's not also forget that since the inception of that bill till as we speak, we still have this same old set of people revolving around, the circle. It is either if for instance, I am in a particular position, maybe I am the governor or president of this state, it will shock you to know that before I leave, I already proposed somebody who is going to take over from me. What happened to the youth? I've never seen, or it is very rare Just let's flash back
No,
since 99.
are you blaming? Are you blaming
No,
the
I'm not
older
blaming. I'm
politicians?
not blaming it on
The older politicians.
I'm not blaming it on Buhari. You understand? Like I said I gave him kudos. But it is one thing to make law. It is another thing to follow the law. If, for instance, these are the rules and regulations in this company or that guides this establishment, then we are not keeping to it. It is as good as that rules and regulation is not in existence.
All right. So where do you think the problem is now? You know, because whether we like it or not, there's a not too young to rule, you know, order in the country. But like you rightly said, that we still don't find the youths in political positions and all that. So where are the problems?
The problem, we are not, the truth is, we should not act like we don't know what is happening. Now, most of the times, where the problem comes in, election, like I always say, costs money a lot. And most of the times, you cannot compare those that has been in power. Probably in one way or the other, they have amassed some wealth, you know, to somebody who is just coming, you know, or a fresher, let me use the word, a fresher. That is where you will not see the difference. Like, whether we like it or not, vote buying still exists. If, for instance, I am contesting for a position and I don't have that bulky finance to do this, which ordinarily ought not to be so.
Then what would you say? What would you say about the young politicians in the country that contested and won? I mean, they really didn't have the bulky finance, but they contested and won. If you want me to mention names now, I will.
No, you are free.
And so they contested and they won.
Probably, if you mention names, I may also be able to tell you the SYZ, but I wouldn't want to go deep. Because
you've been Mr. Sabo, you've been in politics,
yes.
Except if you are telling me here and now that you also have the bulky money. Is that what you're saying?
Mr.
Is that what
Evans.
you're saying? Yeah.
No, when I say bulky money, you understand, elections varies. I don't know if you get it. You cannot compare that of the local government election, like a normal councillor, to that of a governor. You understand? So if, for instance, as a young man, I have that mindset of this is the pains of that my people are going through, I really want to come serve and deliver to ensure that these pains are being cushioned. But that bulky money is not there. Because whether we like it or not, you have to see SYZ before probably you will be endorsed. And even that endorsement may not even be, it may be just a foul play. Because in politics, sometimes what you see or the way you are looking at it from the outside is different from the way it is. There is always meeting after meeting.
Okay. Now, quickly, what would you say about the electoral reforms that former President Muhammadu Buhari brought on board? Take, for example, the one that has to do with INEC, the mode and methods that which they transmit or transfer their results. You know, though that is still very controversial, but whether we like it or not, it is an electoral reform that he brought. So what would you say about that?
I like the terms you use, that though it is still very controversial.
Yes, the way some people say it.
Yeah, like the truth be told, like I said before, if there are rules and regulations that guides an establishment and these rules and regulations are not being kept to, it is as good as though that rules and regulation is not in existence. Talking about the electoral reform, I will also give him kudos for doing that. But it is one thing to make laws or put rules and regulations down. It is another thing to follow it. Now, these electoral reforms that we are talking about, since this stuff has been passed into law, have we felt any difference or the impact? No. In the sense that INEC, like I keep saying, I've said it before, not once, not twice. INEC has been problem to us because they have never been truthful to Nigerians. That's one. Our judicial system, again, before we used to have the hope that judiciary is the last hope of the common man, but I can't even remember when last was that. You understand?
But you cannot say so because the common man still goes there.
No, the truth is, when you say the common man still goes there, sometimes, you know, we may go to court for different cases, but we are talking about political issue here. You understand? So politically, when you talk about bringing our judiciary into this our political arena, my brother, just forget about it. It is more like the 18 of the highest bidder.
All right, so the program's still right here on your television, independent television. We are talking about, we'll be talking about the life and time of former President Muhammadu Buhari, who passed away on Sunday. And of course, he has been buried yesterday in Daura in Katsina State. So we pray for the repose of his soul.